Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah. I'm your lab instructor for the Biology 2113 course, which is the Human A&P Lab 2. I just wanted to kind of go ahead and introduce myself, kind of put a face to the name, right? Dr. Aldaway is your guys' lab coordinator. She is in charge of this course and also many others. She might be in charge of your lecture course, right? Or the human anatomy lecture course, or you might have had her for human anatomy 1, vertebrate physiology, those labs, anything like that, she is in charge of. She is a wonderful woman, and but she is a lab coordinator. So if you guys have any questions at all, go ahead and contact me first. If you have questions about your grade or some of the material, we can go ahead and discuss it. You can email me. I can set up a Zoom meeting if you need to review or anything like that, and we can work things out. However, if you're asking me a question that I truly don't know the answer to or anything like that, I will reach out to her for you, and we will CC her, and we will CC you, and we'll figure that together. But typically you want to go ahead and email me first, just to clarify that. And I wanted to kind of go over the syllabus and the Pearson account registration and kind of the things that you need to know for this lab. I think majority of you guys have figured it out. If you feel like you have figured it out, you've looked over the syllabus pretty thoroughly, you've already started on your Pearson activities and all that good stuff, you've been reading the lab e-textbook, then, nice meeting you, and you don't have to really listen to the rest of this. But if you're still having trouble, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We'll go over the syllabus a little bit, and we'll go over the Pearson account program. But yeah, so let's do that for, let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so I'm screen sharing now, and we are in my Blackboard. So something to really point out is that you will need Blackboard and the Pearson account for this course. You need to check on both pretty regularly. If I'm gonna talk to you, well, here's your homepage first and foremost, right? And it actually looks a little different as a student. So let me go ahead and, well, I'll probably leave it the other way, to be honest. Okay, so here's your homepage. Mine's similar, that is your very first tab on this left toolbar, right? So if you can't see that, sometimes it's because it's hidden. So you go ahead and expand it, and you have all these tabs, right? You might not see these because these are on my instructor view. But first you'll have your homepage. This is where we've already had Ed posted the syllabus and the instructions on how to register for that. I thought these instructions were pretty clear. The only thing that was kind of throwing people off is that there wasn't this tools area. I didn't realize that it was kind of hidden from you guys in the student view. So I went ahead and fixed that. You guys should see that now and use that accordingly. So here's the homepage. I put an announcement here, but that was my mistake. Usually your announcements will be put right here on the announcement page. And again, anytime that Dr. Aldaway has something to say, I will copy that and paste it right into this announcements board page. In the Pearson program, it also has an announcement like bulletin board, but I will not be using the Pearson announcement. If I have something to tell you guys, it will be posted here in announcements. So you need to be checking both the Blackboard and the Pearson, because I don't want you guys just to focus on Pearson and miss out on any announcements that I'm saying on Blackboard, right? Here are your grades. You'll be able to see everything. The only thing missing right now are things like quizzes and exams, and that will be put in accordingly. And so yeah, the first thing that I'll kind of go over is the syllabus. It was posted right here, right? And these are kind of the things that you guys should have looked over. When you register, something I want to point out here is when you register for the Pearson account, it asks you if you want to register for the $74.99 option or for the 119 option. So the 74 option is if you do not want the e-textbook. So somehow you've gotten a copy of the lab, like a hard copy or something like that. I don't recommend this option at all because I'm not there to verify if the copy that you have is the same that the program uses or anything like that. Maybe it's an old kind of edition instead of the 13th edition. Maybe it's, you know, not exactly the true textbook that the program uses. So I would really advise to get this option because it comes with all the assignments, and then it also comes with the e-textbook. And that e-textbook is going to be really helpful when it comes to quizzes for this course and the exam. And it also is really, it's a really good resource for your lecture course, right? So if you're taking not only the lab and you're taking the lecture along with this, then that e-textbook should help you kind of study over the parts of the body and really know. So if you have a question in your lecture course about the apex of the heart, then you can kind of know, you kind of have studied it double over, right? Twice over, because you've seen it also in your e-text in the lab. So you've gone over all the parts of the heart, or you've gone over different anatomy terminology or anything like that. So the e-text is really helpful as a source for this lab, of course, but it's also helpful for your lectures. So it's super advisable that you get this option. And I also had people ask me about the, when you register, where's my access code? I need my access code, and you shouldn't have any access code. So the only people that really do is if you're a TA or anything like that. So when you register, you need to choose one of these two options. And I'm going to advise for this first 119 option, right? Okay, the rest is that, you know, course description is just all online. We're never going to meet in person. And everything will be there. Your assignments will be posted through the Pearson. You will click on the assignments, get graded for it, and it'll get uploaded to the Blackboard if you've registered for it correctly. And we're gonna go through that process in just a minute. The quizzes, they will be given only on Blackboard. So if you're looking through your Pearson saying, hey, where's this quiz at? It's because it's not in Pearson. It is on Blackboard. So what I'll do is, on this home page right here, I'll create a folder and it'll say quizzes. And you'll be able to access that first quiz, which isn't until a while. And oh, the first quiz isn't until September 21st, right? So you'll always be graded on the previous 2 weeks. And the lowest quiz is also dropped. So you have a lot of options there. What I'm going to say about these quizzes is really look into your e-textbook. So that textbook is there as a reference, but also help you for these quizzes. Again, the midterm and final exam, they will be done through Blackboard. So if you're on Pearson looking for that midterm or that final exam, it is not on Pearson, it is on Blackboard. Again, I will create a folder on your homepage called exams, and you'll be able to find it there. And then your grades are distributed accordingly, and you know how you're graded, how your letter grade or the grading scale is right here. Any disputes you have, you can contact me, and if we can't agree on anything, we can continue by talking to Dr. Aldalway. You know, there's no makeup quizzes during the semester or the final exam. You guys are giving plenty of time to complete these exams. You know, it's available on October 19th at 8 a.m. until Sunday, October 25th. So that's plenty of days to start the exam in case you're busy that Monday or that Tuesday and so forth. So there's not really any makeup. There's no reason to have a makeup because you have plenty of time to kind of sit down and complete that exam. The rest is kind of known. Here is my information. If you guys didn't see it, this is my email. You can go ahead and contact me. I do recommend that in the subject you put Bio 2113 because I have other courses. So when I go to my email, I'll literally just search inbox Biology 2113 and then go through those emails accordingly. If I haven't replied, it's because I already got the same question so many times, or I just haven't gotten to it. So I'm going to try to be better at that. But if you're asking the same question a lot and I've kind of like answered it, because so many students ask me about it. Like, for example, this tools tab wasn't available, right? A lot of you guys can see it, and I got like so many emails asking me about that. And then I was just working on how to figure out how to put it on there for you guys. And so I was working on it, and then I figured it out, and I just made an announcement. So I didn't have to go through all those emails to say, yeah, it's now available. Yeah, it's now available. So I just made an announcement. So if I didn't email you back for that reason, it's because I was working on it and it got solved, right? So you can see me now, right? I'm not an evil person or anything like that, hopefully. And I don't mean to reply to your guys' emails like shorthandedly or rudely or anything like that. I'm just quickly answering your guys' emails because I have other emails from other teachers and things like that. So I try to keep my emails pretty short. So please don't take that as rude or anything like that, because I sincerely don't mean it that way. So here is probably the most important part of the syllabus, and it's your lab schedule. You know, this week we went over the chapter 1, language of anatomy, so all that terminology. There's an assignment due by today at 11:59 p.m. The next, over the next few days, you should be reviewing this exercise, exercise 11. And that's kind of how the schedule continues. Right here, you'll have your first quiz. It will go over this language of anatomy and this exercise 11, blood analysis. So it'll be put up Monday at 8 a.m. It'll go over these two chapters, chapter 1 and the exercise 11. So this isn't necessarily a whole chapter. This is just one little exercise, but know it thoroughly because it's going to be on the quiz. It's going to be on the exams, right? The following part of the course will go over the anatomy of the heart and the physiology of the heart, and then you'll get quizzed on that. So it's a little confusing because this chapter 30, it's actually going to be in the following quiz, right? So quiz 1 will only go over these two, this will be quiz 1, right? And then the next 2 parts will be quiz 2, and the next 2 parts will be quiz 3, or it'll be actually on your midterm exam. So the midterm exam will cover all of this that's before this, and then the final exam, it will cover everything until your midterm. So the final exam won't cover all the chapters, it'll just cover up until the midterm. And then these are important dates that you should know, and that about wraps up the syllabus. So what I wanted to go over next is just how to register for the Pearson account. You should be registered by now. You have an assignment due at midnight. But if you're like that 1 or 2 students that still hasn't figured it out, I'll show you again. You'll be clicking this tools area, and that'll lead you to a whole bunch of links. For example, some of your classes might be using, Zoom or anything like that. But right here, we will be using this My Pearson's lab, the My Lab through Pearson. So you'll go ahead and click on that link, and it will bring you to all of these following links. So this is how your Blackboard connects to Pearson. So if you did not register this way, by clicking that tools area and clicking into the Pearson through your Blackboard, I can't guarantee that you're in the right program. If you went to, if you just clicked into a new tab on your browser and went through Pearson and kind of was just searching for the course that way, it's not going to connect through your Blackboard. So this is the only way that you can register for the course. And the reason that is because while you're doing those assignments, your grade will get uploaded into the Blackboard grade. And that is important because that's where your quiz grades are and your, final exam grade and the midterm exam. So all the grades get put together through Blackboard. So we're just using this Pearson for the e-texts and the assignments. And so it's important those two are connected. If you're not positive, like if you went through some other route and you're not positive if your grades are showing or anything like that, I can't yet tell because I have not been assigned as the instructor through Pearson. I've only been assigned as the instructor through Blackboard. So as soon as that finally kicks in and I can be an instructor through the Pearson, right now it has me as just a student. But as soon as that happens, I'll be able to tell if you guys are connected not only through Pearson, but through Blackboard. Or I might even be able to tell if your grades are showing through Blackboard. So we can figure that out. Just probably give me this week to see if everything connects or so. So if you had that question and I didn't email you back, it's because I am working on it, I promise you. Anyway, so if you haven't registered, you can click on any of the links. I clicked on this one and it brings you to this please register for this course kind of page. However, I'm not sure if it will bring me to that because I have already registered. So you'll have to click launch. And let's see, so yeah, I've already registered, so it doesn't bring me to that page, but let me see if I can click one of the other courses and it'll lead me to that page. Okay, so yes, here's the page. So you don't have any access codes. You shouldn't have any access codes. So this shouldn't be an option for you. So if you email me saying like, what's the access code? It's because there isn't an access code. You have to purchase the program in order to use it as a student. So here's that $74.99 option where you have access as just, but without the textbook, right? Does not include the e-text. And here is the 119 option, and this includes the textbook. So this is the option that I'm definitely gonna recommend. But if you've already registered, then it should bring you to this course homepage. When you click on that, when you click through Blackboard to get into Pearson, it brings you to this course homepage. So let's go over that one more time. Again, we're gonna hit into tools area. If I wanted to access my Pearson program, I'd click there and I'd click that homepage and I would launch it. And now that I'm registered, this is what should pop up, right? So here are past assignments, there's not gonna be anything there. And here is upcoming assignments. Again, something is due today at midnight. So please be sure you have completed this assignment, right? But let's say I'm doing the assignment, I'm going through these activities, and right here on Introduction to Vocabulary, I'm really kind of stuck and I need some kind of resource. Well, you have this Pearson e-text. If you go back to your Blackboard, I like to keep both of these options kind of open at all time, where I have my Blackboard and my Pearson open. So if you go back to Blackboard and click on your e-text, and you can launch that, then it will bring you to, after it loads, it will bring you to the textbook. So here's the textbook here. I was just kind of reviewing this information, but you have the table of contents right here. And so here is that first chapter, if you will, and it was the language of anatomy, and it goes over just different terminology. And you can read through this, you can kind of skim through it, see if you're understanding it, and then do the assignment. That's kind of what I would recommend. And I want to point out these kind of review sheets at the end of each chapter. They're not necessary for the course for you guys to do, but I would kind of, if I was a student in this course, I would definitely quiz myself using these exam sheets. So I would quiz myself in order to be prepared for the in-class quizzes, or I'm sorry, not in-class. I would review these in order to prepare for the online quizzes that are going to be posted on Blackboard, the actual quizzes for your course. So these are going to be very similar questions to what will be in the quizzes and on the exam. So for the midterm and the final in this course, these are the questions that you kind of, if you know how to answer these, then you'll be able to answer the ones that are on the exams. So make sure you're looking over these review sheets at the end of the chapters. Yeah, so that's how you get the e-text, and then that's how you get the assignments. You can, this is just that, that was that calendar, but you can also get the assignments through the next link, and it kind of brings you to the same thing. So I think that clarifies things. So far, you guys should have been doing the assignments. What I would do to be 100% successful is just looking through in the e-textbook first, looking through that chapter, getting familiar with it, practicing with, once I'm comfortable with knowing the information, I'd come here and I'd practice this, test my knowledge, so to speak, by doing the assignments. And if I struggle through the assignments, then I would look at those review sheets again and kind of just keep learning and keep trying to master those chapters. Now, if you're starting with the textbook, a lot of these have like little videos and little activities on how you're supposed to dissect things and stuff like that. So definitely pay attention to those, and they're fun, but allow yourself a good amount of time for when you sit at your desk at home and just really pay attention to what's going on, because these are the activities that you would have been doing had you had class in lab. You would have dissected a heart and things like that. So to really give you the experience of this human anatomy lab, it's good that you guys kind of like give yourself an area and really pay attention to these videos or the text and try to really understand it that way, because you'll still, anatomy is such a great subject, you'll still be really involved with the learning of that, of each section. And I think that's about it. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and email me. Remember to put in the subject line which lab you're in. 2113 will just work. It doesn't need anything else. It's just in the subject line, bio 2113, a short description of what your issue is, and then I'll try to either solve it, and if I haven't answered, it's because I'm working on solving it. And if I haven't answered, you can just email me again, said, hey, I don't know if my email got lost, because sometimes that happens too, but I'm still having this issue. And I'll try to get back to you guys. I try to look at my email in the morning and in the evening, and probably before I go to bed, because then I can't sleep. So if I haven't answered you again, it's because I'm working on it. But or I solved the issue, that you might be like for the tools area, I solved the issue. I did not email back every single person, because that would have been a lot of my time. But anyways, I want to say thank you for hearing out my first little discussion. I don't really lecture for this course. Everything will be inside the textbook, and you get lecture in your actual Human Anatomy 2 course, right? You get lectures through there, I'm sure. So I don't really spend time going over the actual material, but if you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out. I can try to guide you in that situation. But a lot of it is just memorizing, so it's on you to kind of learn the material, and good luck. I'm wishing the best for my students. A lot of my students do well. Majority of my students do well. It's really up to you if you've done the assignments or if you haven't. If you've done the assignments, then you'll do wonderful on the quiz, and you'll do wonderful on the exams, and it's an easy A. It's just a matter of how much work you've put into the course. So with that, I'll say goodbye, and thanks for listening.